Hello, and welcome back to this Trails of Cold Steel 2 Let's Play with me, SLJ RPG. In the last episode, we escaped from the Pantagruel with Rean. Everyone came and helped us, the whole lot. Then finally, Oliver Tristeano and the Radiant Blade Master himself came down. Vita, however, called a truce to the action and said this was not the time. But let's get further on into this. It seems we've got a lot of stuff to do. We do have finally, which is always important in these type of games, we finally got ourselves our ship. Our way of moving around.
If that is all, I will return to a state of inactivity.
Indeed.
Thanks for all you've done, Valimar. I'll be counting on you if anything else comes up.
As I'm sure it will.
Acknowledged. Prepare yourself for your next encounter with the Ashen Knight.
Sorry, I just hit the mic there with my coffee.
Don't worry, I will. We lost last time, but I know that's not all I'm capable of. As long as we're all together, I know I can get stronger.
Indeed.
I eagerly await your results.
Looks like he went to sleep.
So, this is what the great Ashen Knight looks like up close, huh? I've heard all manner of rumor about it, but I never expected I'd stand in the presence of a legend.
I can't possibly begin to thank you enough.
Pretty good of
I don't
Oliver.
know what I would have done if you hadn't come to my aid. Thank you. Really. And that goes for everyone else, too. Thanks for coming to rescue me, guys.
We're just happy you're okay.
Just don't scare us like that again, alright?
Indeed.
True. We were all on edge waiting for you to get back.
And yet you somehow managed to come out unscathed with Her Highness in tow.
You make it sound like it was easy. Well, easy or not, it was worth going on board. I got plenty of useful info out of it.
Yeah, that was a very good reconnaissance mission, of
Funny
course.
enough, I'd say their invitation worked to my benefit more than theirs.
I guess there's no harm in looking at the positives now that all's said and done.
Look at you, acting mature and all grown up. Brings a tear to my eye.
Looks like we have some catching up to do.
Indeed.
I'd like to follow Rean's lead and extend my thanks to each of you as well. Thank you, all of you. And, dear brother, it's a relief to see you safe and sound.
Oof.
Though I never pictured my great escape would end with you in this airship of all things.
We did time our appearance fabulously, if I do say so myself.
It does seem that way.
My only regret is that we weren't able to blow in with a storm of rose petals when we boarded them. Perhaps I should have asked Emma to look into the feasibility of making such a magnificent entrance.
It's a lot to
man,
ask.
That would have been so cool. Well, it's probably not impossible. Now you're just being silly.
Sounds about right for our prince.
Certainly as a
At the
character.
very least, I'd say we're clear of any immediate danger. And given this opportunity, I'd like to sit down with you to discuss our situation and exchange any pertinent information. But first, I think we have a few more reunions to celebrate.
Rean!
Of course.
Toa! George! I thought I heard your voices when we started flying away from the Pantagruel, so you were on board too?
You bet. Good to see you, Rean.
Of course, Mass Mercer also does George. Tower. A season favourite, I believe.
Whoa!
It's really you. You're really okay. No
Indeed.
sooner had we found out that you were still alive, we got told you had been taken by the Alliance. We've been so worried about you.
I'm a real troublemaker, aren't I?
He certainly is.
Sorry, Toa. But I'm glad to see you and George made it out okay. Everything I've said to you has been at the back of my mind ever since we parted ways in Trista. And it's kept me going every step of the way. So, thank you.
Oh. You remembered. You promised me you wouldn't die. And you didn't.
Indeed.
We still need to work
Did our
on that
best.
one, but I know you're not the kind of guy who'd go back on his word.
See? Rean's a guy you can count on.
Certainly does feel that way. George Gnome.
Nice to see you're holding up okay. Still can't believe you made it through all that fighting in Trista in one piece, but... well, here you are.
Good to see you again, George. But how'd you two end up on the Courageous to begin with?
We'll bring you up to speed once we all sit down for our meeting. There's a conference room on one of the upper floors. We can meet there when you're ready.
But I think first, we've now got our ship, which is very, very nice. The Crimson Wings, the Courageous.
The Courageous began its independent operations right before Heimdall was first occupied. I realized what the Alliance was planning, so I gathered a skeleton crew, met with Viscount Arcade, and we hurried straight to Trista, where we found your classmates locked in combat with the Ashen Knight.
I see. That explains why you were in Trista.
I shudder to think what would have happened if not for the Courageous's timely appearance. What have you been doing since then, Father? I hadn't heard anything about your whereabouts until now.
Eventually, we were able to shake off the Ashen Knight's pursuit. And we've been traveling around the country ever since, preparing to find you and take you on board.
George and I haven't been here long. The principal managed to get in touch with the Courageous without anyone noticing and sent us here.
He did?
I hope he's still alright. By the way, what happened to Major Vander? You two are always joined at the hip.
Oliver sent him down somewhere.
Alas, he is currently indisposed. His military obligations have him heading up the 7th Armored Division in Western Erebonia. You're working with your former instructor, Major Neidhart, as well.
With him too?
It's a formidable
he's over in
team.
the West now.
I should have known the 4th Armored Division's ace wouldn't get his ass kicked so easily.
Oh, right. Dad said he'd heard from him too, remember?
Still, the west side of the country contains Marquis Hyarm's Sutherland province, along with Duke Cayenne's Lemaire province. The fighting there would no doubt be even more fierce than it is here in eastern Erebonia.
Correct. A large percentage of the Imperial Army's military strength still remains intact. But the Noble Alliance forces' constant attacks have put them at a disadvantage. On top of that, a number of townships in the region have been caught in the crossfire and suffered great losses.
That's terrible.
I'd heard as much, but it still pisses me off to hear it.
With the 3rd and 4th Armored Divisions occupied on the eastern side of the country, one can only assume the Noble Alliance intends to use that as an opportunity to crush the forces in the west.
Yeah, but they're not stupid. I bet the army in the west is putting up a pretty good fight by themselves. It's too early to call things just yet.
An astute assessment. The situation in the Western Theater could change at a moment's notice.
Right. But that means we're uncertain what course to pursue now. And having said that,
The best thing would
we
be...
have a question to pose to all of you. The question, really. With the whole of the Empire caught in the throes of civil war, what exactly do all of you intend to do from here on out?
Us?
We were in the midst of discussing that when Rean was taken to the Pantagruel, in fact.
I think we have to act as an independent force. Kind of independent. Well, we've got to back the Imperial Army.
This is a full-on war, and our fellow Erebonian countrymen stand on both sides. No one here is delusional enough to think that a group of students like us are capable of stopping it by ourselves.
However...
Still, during our field studies, we found ourselves up against the problems this nation faces again and again. And because we have that experience, I believe there's a place for us to change things in all this. A part only we can play. We may not be able to compete head-on with the Alliance, but together, we can move things in the right direction for Erebonia as a whole.
That was wonderful, Rean.
Always one with the speeches.
Still, we aren't all gathered here for the same reasons. Be it rescuing Elise or settling things with Crow, we've all got something that we personally want to accomplish. But accomplishing those things won't be possible with the situation as it stands. And that's why, no matter how stacked the odds are against us, or how fierce the fighting becomes, we want to put everything we have into making all the difference we possibly can, in whatever way we can. I think I speak for everyone in Class 7 when I say that.
You bet.
I agree completely.
Indeed.
We may all come from different walks of life, but this time, that can work for us.
Exactly. We have something no one else does, and because of that, we can do things no one else can.
And what kind of class would we be if we didn't take advantage of that to protect the people and things we love?
As well as find our own answers to the questions we have looming over us.
As Rean said, however big or small it is in the long run, we have a place in this war, and we have every intention of following it.
So, what
Sounds
exactly
like
does
it'll
that
be a
mean?
pain, though. No biggie. We're Class 7. Throw in a few of Rean's trademark speeches and we're raring to go.
I mean, that's definitely not wrong.
Look at you kids.
You all sound like you've really thought long and hard about this.
That's the Class 7 I'm proud to serve.
I still don't trust you, Sharon.
And you guys aren't the only ones who feel that way. Everyone at Thor's has something to bring to the table.
Indeed.
Remember the Academy's motto? Arise, O youth, and become the foundation of the world.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That was what Principal Van Dyke said to us at the welcoming ceremony.
He did indeed, which seems like an age ago
The
now.
words of Drykel's the Lionheart serve to inspire us to this day, it would seem.
Of course. They ring as true as ever.
It's like you didn't even have to think about it. You guys just knew.
Yeah, you should be proud of yourselves.
So, what is
And
the plan?
It's true that Thor students are scattered all over the country right now.
So,
But I'm sure that each and every one of them are fighting too, and they feel the exact same way that you guys do.
you can kind of see where this is
I
going.
understand. Your Highness.
Indeed. I figured you would have already given it some thought, but I wasn't expecting such a stirring conviction. But I think this at least settles the matter of what course to take. If you would do the honors, Captain.
We
As
must
you wish.
retrieve.
We're about to do something neither side would ever expect us to do. We're going to entrust this ship to you. From here on out, the Courageous is yours to command as you see fit.
What?
It's a big responsibility.
What?
Of course.
Father, would you mind elaborating?
It means exactly what it sounds like. The operation of this ship will be left entirely to your discretion. I imagine your journey to make a difference in this war needs a home base to begin from.
Unfortunately, that can't be Ymir.
Yes, but
But then what will you do?
We plan to
Serve.
disembark and make our way to the western provinces. Once there, we'll begin working with the 7th Armored Division and the other neutral forces in the region. The intention is to ensure that as few innocents as possible are harmed by this conflict.
I was actually worried this airship might prove a bit too conspicuous to aid us in pursuing that goal. But with us headed west, we'd be leaving all of eastern Erebonia in your hands.
Wow.
Some trust right there.
I see. That does make the most logical sense. Kinda. If we got the Courageous, we could give our third faction some real weight. Neither side could afford to ignore us.
I'm not even sure the guild could come up with a plan this wild.
Well, it's fair to say I've learned a lot from the way the guild's members handle things, yourself included.
All that Estelle and Joshua background.
Oh, and Alphen?
Yes?
I'd like to ask you to remain on board the Courageous as well.
To be the monarch in the seat.
This ship is technically the property of the Arner household, fathers in particular. It should give them a certain freedom to act if they have concrete backing from a member of the Imperial family.
It's asking her to take a pretty big role as well.
I'd be happy to. Henceforth, I, Princess Alphen Rice Arnor, will guarantee the legitimacy of their actions. So do whatever you see fit to do. You have my full support.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Wow!
A big
We're
moment.
truly honored to have you with us.
It does make you. It's funny how the like royal family is seen separate from the noble, like the like the right of ascension model seem separate from it in terms of this game storyline. It's an interesting take on the royal family. Obviously, being British, I have a royal family to contend with. I don't like them, but there we go.
No turning back now.
Yeah, seriously.
Let's go. So, I love me some town building, or in this case, shipbuilding.
We hereby humbly accept custody of the courageous.
Please, leave Eastern Erebonia to us.
I want to go to Western a little bit, though.
I'm looking forward to toasting your future successes.
I would also like to use Oliver in a fight again in this new model. See what it is he can do. On that day, they were entrusted with the day-to-day running of the Courageous. Viscount Arcea and Prince Oliver decided they would disembark near Legram and travel to Western Erebonia across the lake, and received a bare minimum of instructions on how to operate the ship, despite its new owners set course for Ebel Highway. So, we have ourselves a ship.
I'm leaving you in charge of the Courageous's day-to-day operations. I don't doubt you'll make a fine acting captain.
Toa probably is the best person.
It would be an honor.
Young, but capable. How do I look? It really does suit you. Size is right too. Fortunately, I had a spare on hand that was a size smaller. This is quite fortunate. I don't know, Toa's head seems about as big as yours, mate. You kind of cute little mascot, like a human Mishi. Perhaps we should capitalize on this opportunity with an irresistible line of Captain Tour merchandise. I'm sure that sold really crazy if they did that in real life. Anyway, this sounds like a wonderful idea. You two are terrible. Gotta say the hat's a nice touch. Toa, it really suits you. You definitely look the part of Captain with it. I think things would just be fine here in our absence. You guys won't be needing us much longer. You guys are taking off? You'll be disembarking with Father. Yeah, it was nice to help you out until you guys get back together again. But now you are, there's no use me sticking around. With the situation west as it is, I've decided to help out over there instead. I intend to return to commanding the RMP. I believe it's the best way I can contribute to bring this war to an end. We understand. Bye, Claire. If you bump into the lecture somewhere, make sure you say hi for me. I'll be sure to do so. I have been entrusted with a number of research tasks by Chairman Irina as it happens. This is farewell for now. Doesn't sound shady at all. Well, stay safe, alright. Whatever member of Oboros or not, it'll never change how your family's made. Oh my. I'm touched to you say so. Please, my lady, take care of yourself. It does change it a little bit, but let's we'll gloss that under that. Let's keep in touch, okay? I'll keep gathering as much information as I can through the Guild's intelligence network. It's not like Erebonia is the only place where strange stuff's going down now. True, I'm particularly concerned about what's happening in Crossbell. Anyway, I'll leave that to you. Give my regards to Miles. You know it. Thanks, everyone, for everything you've done for us. I'm sure we wouldn't have been able to come this far if not for your help. Hey, no need to get all stiff all of a sudden. You're embarrassing me. We'll be working separately from now on, but I intend to do all I can to aid you in the future. Take care.
Master Rean, would you mind accepting this? It's a little something I've always kept with me. I hope it will be of some use to you.
And this, so basically whichever one we bonded with the most, just happens to be Sharon in this case, gives us an accessory. And the accessory here we should be getting is a Black Virtue, which...
Thank you, Sharon.
Cancels arts and crafts. Or attacks and crafts cancel arts, which is really fucking good.
You're always taking care of us, you know that? I almost wish you could stay with us longer. I feel like I have so much more I could learn from you.
I would like to remain here and continue to serve you as well, you know. I wish you the very best in the days to come. I'm sure that if you try, you will find a place worthy of you in this world.
Thank you. I'll do what I can.
Feels like Sharon should stay because she knows Ouroboros.
Continue to care for Lady Elisa in more ways than one.
That's an inevitability.
Sharon, stop.
We'll all take care of her while you're away, so don't worry.
Well then, it's time we bid you all a fond farewell for now. Chin up, Alphen. I'm counting on your charm to keep everyone motivated.
May the goddess be with you.
I look forward to the stories you'll have to tell when next we meet, Laura.
Good luck, Father.
So, we're losing some very powerful allies, but I suppose it was an inevitability. It was nice to have Claire, Toval, and Sharon help us out a little bit. Inevitability for sure. But that right there, those 5, that's a team. That's a powerful ass team.
Well, there they go. You think they'll be okay on their own?
Only the goddess herself knows for certain. Still, with some already calling this a second advent of the War of the Lions, I can only hope they make it through unscathed.
Oh, I'm sure they'll all be just fine. They don't bear the symbol of the horned lion for show.
Yes, I suppose you're right. And the same goes for me, too. I can't very well call myself a Thor's alumnus and fail to deliver.
Well, well, aren't we birds of a feather? Proud Thor's graduates unite. I'll be in touch with them plenty in the coming weeks, so don't worry. The old guard will do as it must to keep watch over the young and vigilant. Speaking of the old guard, Chancellor Osborne was also a Thor's graduate, was he not?
Yes, he was.
Interesting.
Sorry to say, I can't picture it.
Was he now?
I don't think he's dead. I'm going to say this right now.
I may have had our differences, but I still feel a certain loss with his passing.
Yes, Oliver and Osborne, complicated. He didn't hate him so fervorously, but understood his how do I describe it? His power in the room, and was wary of it. It's probably the best way of saying it, isn't it?
I'd like to express my condolences to you while I have the chance.
I'm afraid I never had the chance to truly get to know him. But there's no doubt in my mind that he was one of the greatest men of our time.
Certainly one of the most powerful.
Thank you.
Still, it must be tough for you with Heimdall under the Alliance's thumb. Were you able to find out where his funeral was held?
Actually...
He didn't have one?
Captain?
Is something amiss?
It's just that I received a strange report on that very issue.
Here we go.
I was told his body was taken into the custody of the Imperial Guardsmen when the city was occupied. But then after that, it simply disappeared at some point.
Yeah, my boy's not dead.
Disappeared, you say?
Is it possible the Reformist faction could have taken it from them?
I'm afraid I don't know. It is possible that the Intelligence Division did something to that effect.
A disappearing corpse is certainly cause for concern. It's difficult not to draw parallels with the Lance Maiden's sudden death following the War of the Lions.
Indeed.
Unbelievable. I'm almost impressed how much trouble one man can stir up, even from beyond the grave.
Interesting. Interesting.
He had so many plots in motion. I doubt even his death put a stop to them all.
Trails of Cold Steel 2. Woo! So we get ourselves a ship. Today is the 15th. Touring Erebonia, day 1. So, we're not going to do any of the tours today. But what we do get is the chance to explore the ship a little bit. See what's going on. The Courageous Bridge.
No change in weather or wind direction since entering Kreutzen provincial airspace.
We are currently cruising at a speed of 3,000 SPH. Nothing abnormal detected on the radar thus far.
Detour around the Twin Dragons Bridge, staying within the clouds. Take extra care that we aren't noticed by the Noble Alliance's surveillance.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. She's a real naturalist.
She certainly is.
Yeah. It's hard to believe she's only been in the position for a day.
Indeed. She has proved a worthy captain in Father's place.
As if anyone could fit the role better than our student council president.
She still looks like a mascot character, though.
She does.
That's just one of her many charms.
Yeah, and besides, I can feel at ease knowing she's in charge. So, today's the day we start our journey anew, right?
Right. We settled what we'll be doing last night. Now all that remains is to do it.
So, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be bringing up Thor students into the academy. I think that's the key gist of it all.
Well, Toa and George should be able to handle the day-to-day running of the ship, so that's out of the way. And whatever we decide, it's not like we're going to be able to do anything major today. Still, I think it's time we start hammering down exactly what we're going to be doing from tomorrow onward.
In theory, the Courageous gives us the ability to fly around the whole country with ease. But, in reality, the Noble Alliance has control over most of Erebonia, so we're limited in where we can actually go.
For a while.
Yeah, we don't want to risk getting too close to Alliance territory. We'd run the risk of being captured, or even worse, being shot down.
It's sad to think how we barely have anywhere we can land with an amazing airship like this at our disposal.
Care to share your thoughts on this, instructor?
Oh, you kids can just do whatever you want. I lost the will to put in any effort after Captain Classy got off.
You slacker.
I'm pleased that you think so highly of my father, but...
Maybe Laura can hook you up with a one-on-one lecture on the Arcade School of Quartzmanship, if you know what I'm saying.
I was kidding.
I'm not sure she
In all
was.
seriousness, if you need more people fighting in whatever you end up doing, I'll be happy to help you out. Just don't forget that the Courageous was entrusted to you kids, not to me. If you want my advice, then you got it. But you need to be able to make all the important decisions on your own.
Of course.
You almost sound like an instructor for once.
She is a hunchback thing, but she's definitely got motives of her own.
We don't need to decide everything right at this moment. What say you to figuring out how and what for now?
Come again?
I assume what would be our overall goal. Something realistic that we can all work together towards. And the how would be a basic idea on how we intend to achieve it?
Uh-huh. It's a little trick we use in the student council. It's easier to get motivated when you have a specific goal in mind.
Indeed.
You guys were doing the same kind of thing in the weeks before the Academy Festival, remember? The concert was what you were working toward, and all your other planning was how you intended to pull it off.
I see. That makes sense.
So,
we did spend a lot of time before and during the festival working out all the details, come to think of it.
Not to mention taking care of the things we couldn't plan, like the strange stuff at the old schoolhouse.
We were coordinating with all of the other classes and clubs at the same time, too.
When you break it down step by step, we did so much without even realizing it. And we may have our own personal goals right now, but if we can wrap those up into one overarching goal, it won't seem half as much.
So what is the overarching goal?
How about making it something related to the Academy itself, then?
I was thinking the exact same thing.
I wonder what's happening there.
So, to liberate the Academy may be our first goal.
Toa, George, the Academy is currently under the Noble Alliance's control, right?
That's right. The staff and students who are there are doing what they can, but...
As you know, during the attack, a lot of the students managed to flee Trista and are now scattered across the country. Now, most of the upper-class students chose to stick it out, though. They've got no reason to fear the Alliance, being nobles and all.
Very true.
All right, then. I think our what should be taking back the Academy.
That sounds good to me. The Courageous will serve as a good means of transport, but we'll need a proper base sooner or later.
But with it, we can get a better look at the current state of things in Erebonia and try to reach out to those who are in need.
And whatever information we learn along the way could bring us that much closer to liberating the Academy.
Can't see taking it back going that smoothly, though.
No doubt. It's near the capital, so its defenses are gonna
It will
rock
be.
solid.
It's going to be a hard-ass thing.
I like it. What goal is more worthy of us than reclaiming something we hold so dear?
Indeed. Regardless of personal motivations, I can't think of an objective more fitting to us as a group.
And if we actually manage to achieve it, the sky's the limit for us.
I'm genuinely moved by your positivity.
Well, their optimism is probably their strongest point.
Yeah, we are blind dumb.
We were thinking of something along the same lines, in fact, so it works out. And hey, if we all thought about it, what's to stop the others from Thors from thinking it too? So if you happen to bump into anyone who escaped from the Academy, why not go and ask them to join us?
So that is probably going to be the outline of what we're
I'm
doing.
not saying it has to be your primary focus or anything, but the more people we have on our side, the better.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, we'll be sure to keep an eye out.
We have about the bare minimum crew we need to fly at the moment, but it's not like this is their full-time job. I'm sure our current staff won't be here forever, so we're gonna need a few extra hands on board at some point. Ideally, we could have whoever's here now stick around long enough to train anyone we end up recruiting.
I know our numbers are small right now,
but
the more people we can get on our side, the higher chance we stand of making Trista and the Academy our home again.
So,
I don't know about you, but I get this weird sense of satisfaction knowing that we students are going to be the ones to do it.
So we need to hire students to man the ship, basically.
I know the feeling, actually.
Everything works for me.
I'd say that's our how decided, wouldn't you?
Agreed. To wrap all this up, we'll use the Courageous as our base, and as a way to get a good idea of the current state of things in eastern Erebonia. Along the way, we'll try to recruit as many fellow Thor students to help us out as we can, all for the sake of our primary goal, taking back Thor's military academy.
Indeed. It's a pretty good goal, it must be said. So, well, I suppose what we need to decide next is where should we head first. There aren't many places we can go. There's Legram, Ymir, the Nord Highlands. We're able to land the 4th Armoured Base too, right? I said about that yesterday, he's fine with it. Probably best to swing by all of them at once, really. Oh, I almost forgot. Prince Oliver sent a few quests to take care of. He did? Oh, joy. So, the details are all right behind you. We've got a computer. We know how this works from the special support section. Orbital computer. And you already used one in class. It's easy in the long run to grab your stuff from there. Go on, take a look. So, this is where we're going to be getting our missions. These are made by the Epson. They're identical to the ones we used in class. There we go. Something's popped up. Everything that's displayed. Intelligence Division has some of these too, indeed. But we've got Monster Madness. A large monster has appeared in the Highlands. We order a vast lacking to take over it, but he's out on patrol. Find our first years. Find out where the few force students are. So these are the ones that we need for sure. Without leave, Celine has taken protective custody has vanished. Would you be willing to offer a few seats to look for him? Speak with me at the camp for further details and badass in danger. Damn it. Tell you at the inn in Legram, okay? Hurry up and get over here. So, we'll be getting all of the missions. One from Nord, one from Ram, one for Guerrero's Proving Ground. Plenty of work for us all over the country. I saw a familiar desk name on one of them. Go to route one Dad sent us. Don't ignore the unusual monster that's appeared in Nord either. He's managed to do that. He's just left Erebonia for us. He's a guy with plenty of connections. He's going to keep finding stuff lists, so we'll handle them and send your way. Recommend taking care of at least the urgent ones, at least. Nope. Brings focus on the goal of down the region. Also allows us to level up, of course. I would assume safety of our fellow Thorsians takes top priority. So let me give him one myself. Slowly getting information on where the students could be. We'll update the computer. Who knows? Maybe they'll be willing to join us too. How convenient. Guess we'll be taking things pretty often. With everything, you know, when you decide you want to go, let me know. George Sywat's an orbital factory in the ship's hold. So if any modification made to your Arcus or quarters, you can sort those out there. The show will get creative with their space. So, more students we unlock, more things we get in the actual ship itself. Standard kind of mechanics. So, actually, would you mind including me? See a strange monster from the Highlands, request myself. I don't mind at all. Sounds fair. It's temporarily not possible to remove Gaius from the party. That's how it goes. So we're not actually going to be doing this now, but I need to take Laura with us for the next section of this. We also need to take Sarah. We need to take Fee for something that's happening at Gorelia. And then I think we've got a choice of free reign, so we'll take Minion. We'll take Craig. Confirm. Restart. So let's get going. Right. Let's go, go, go. We're not going to quite do that. We got a new base. The Awakening Lions. I should probably go do as the instructor recommends and tour the facilities before disembarking. That's not much, but it would be smart to see George in the shops and pay Valimar a visit. Might be good to see Princess Alphen too. Indeed it is. So, we've got some thanks to do. We're going to tour the Courageous first. But, we got ourselves a ship, ladies and gentlemen. Which is very, very good. Augment Quartz. Oh, we've got a whole bunch of them for these guys as well. Which is nice. We can start giving some of these to some of the others. So we'll do a poison view. Yeah, nice. Anyone that doesn't have all of their spots filled with something, we can certainly start to give them a little bit of help. Your boy Eustace is right now the most one, but we'll do a golden sphere for there. Give him a Septian Vein, and then we'll give him a Spirit Breaker as well. Trying to give everyone at least a little bit of action. They're somewhat full right now, which is good. Okay. As you can see, there's a big old space here. So, let's make our way down and then see where we might want to go. So let's head to the Orbital Factory and hold first. Nice. Let's see where this Orbital Factory is. Said he bought the Orbital bike from Zemuria too. I want to thank him while I'm down here. Factory and hold. The aero container contains the Orbital Factory. Like any other Orbital Factory, you can forge weapons and synthesize quartz. Speak to George. He will fill all these requests. So it happens to be the most spacious part of the Courageous. It's where Valimar and the Orbital bike are stored. Eventually both of these can be customized as well, which is always nice to see. So let's head into here. Speak to George. George, everything okay? Orbital Factory is all ready to use. If you have any work done on your orbits, don't hesitate to let me know. She'll be taken up very soon. You'll know who brought the Orbital bike on board. If it'll come in handy at some point, it probably will. Modifications: a change of parts to be suited for off the road. Be able to ride it on rougher terrain. Feel free to take it for a spin anytime. Really, if you break down to something, hard to come and collect the Courageous. So go ahead and find running it. Got a feeling it'll come in handy. Certainly will. Angelica will be proud. About the sidecar we added. Roughed up pretty badly. You can fix it, but it's going to cost Mira to buy all the materials. So if you have to go without it for a while, but at least we have the funds to repair it anyway. What can you do? One more thing about the bike. Should be giving it a brand new paint job. A paint job? Yeah. Special feature in the Automotive magazine about painting days recently. Thought it'd be fun to kind of give it a new shot. So why not give it if you're interested? Indeed. You can now ride the Orbital bike by pressing X on the open highway. In the navigation stream, we get ourselves the bike, which actually is so handy. You can also customize the color of the bike. Standard coloring, etc, etc. So it feels like I'm going to be buying this for sure. Buy yellow coloring for sure. Sidecar unit will buy as well, because why not? Modify augment slots, anything that I can, any of these that I can do right now. So we aim to try and get everyone up to a certain level. And I think probably you're right trying to focus on giving it to Elliot first, because he's our main, one of our main magic users. Okay, that's fine. Anniversary cover we've got, but we're not going to use that. And then black. We'll stay for that now. And then exchange. These separate masks for ourselves. Oh, should we try and customize some weapons? You can't buy weapons from him, that's fine. But let's go check out Vladimir and the bike. Customizable bike, of course. Sidecar we've got. We'll go for yellow, just so we're imprinting our own thing. That's also my partner's favourite colour. But let's speak to Vladimir. See how it's going. Greetings. Hey, I take your has recovered a little now? Affirmative, it stands about 50%. The new power is working within you as well. Certainly has. Power's always been in me, I just didn't understand why it was and why it was there. Finding out to use a part of me, if that makes sense. Much like how you learn to better synchronize with me through practice, humans must improve the specifications through similar means. I suppose you're right, indeed. For that one day, I'll be used as powerful as an awakener, be able to use it all the time, but I'll do what I can to make better use of it. So we can now, Spirit Unification will allow us to release the power with several turns, cause status abnormalities, increase Rean's strength in battle significantly. We can go Ogre mode, let's put it like that. Still, it's nice to see the baby from the inside again, but we've got the sidecar now, because why not? We'll keep it yellow just for the sake of it. Not sure there's much point. I will, of course, be taking it. I will definitely be taking it to painting it to red when I get the first opportunity. Seems like we have an infirmary, a cafeteria, a library. There's a lot of stuff on this floor. I should probably take a look around on what's on offer. Well, over in city's good an infirmary, currently should be say limited, but more comes available as you recruit students. Sounds about right. So game room, just right for playing Blade. Very nice. So what do we got here? This right here is the cafeteria. Bigger and more luxurious, but much so in terms of facilities. I'm still thinking about it. Well, that's nice. We'll help you get your answers. We certainly will. This ship's so fancy, it's you know when to start. And something just for tasty grub. Skeleton crew are essential compared. We need to buy the food club guy. Given the whole hostage thing. Guess I hope it wouldn't hurt to us. Have you heard something called the Black Workshop? Hold on. Who told you about it? Figured you might know. Says it's the place she belongs to. We'll loan her to the Alliance. What kind of place loans a girl? How much can I say here? Can't tell the intro through the intelligence division far enough. It's a unique arms workshop. They make weapons to order, but the thing is, they have one thing common: they're all super powerful and super hard to use. You know, for terrorists, high-level Jaegers, and customers like that. The huge rifle Crow used to shoot Gramps is probably made there too. You think? Most certainly. The workshop is designed to hit a target over 3,000 arc away with a pinpoint accuracy. It's pretty nuts. That's a lot to take in. Why would a guy like Alina be affiliated with a place like that? They are very similar. Has made the combat shells. What about Aragetlum? Ding ding ding. Used to business with them. From what I hear, about a year ago, I guess all contact with them just stopped. Didn't find out where the actual workshop was. That is in Crossbell, we know, I think. Rival kind of vibe from them, you know. Me and Lamby gotta keep our training so we can beat them. Don't deck anyone. So watch out for this right under Ouroboros. I agree with that. It's not well known, but we can play some Blade, I think. We got a computer room of sorts to be used for some other stuff. We've got a library, I think. Of course, this is where Machias would be. Pressure is off, indeed. We'll always take our work seriously. But I'm sure stuff will come up here. Ooh. Nice, nice, nice. I'm sure other stuff will come up in here that we can read about at different points. But food is done. We have what seems like an infirmary. Of course, Celine and Emma are here. I can live with that, indeed. So Emma is inside the infirmary. I mean, it's impressive. It's impressive. We got some blade. Can I play some blade? Actually, I should look at the links. No one's seemingly that far behind. It probably is not a bad idea to link. We could get that Gaius link up to level 4 as well, though. Okay. It's like an age since I last played Blade. We took out a Blade 2 deck. Closer inspection, you notice a scrap of paper stuck between two of the cards. What is this? Of course, Crow. Crow knew we'd leave. Gave it to us when we were fighting. Sounds like a bit more strategic. Shouldn't fight someone down for a game. But everyone to beat him at thing. It's supposed to be a cool classmate. Okay. I'm going to play Elisa, of course.
Let's get started.
We'll play Gaius a little bit as well.
Go on, draw a card. After you, then.
I'm not trying to do anything too crazy here. I think using Bolt is not a bad idea.
You've done it.
That's fine. Use up one of those cards.
Bolt.
That's fine. We'll use up this one here. We'll bolt this one.
Now you've done it. Mirror. Now you've done it.
Oh, come on. Going now. See you later. We got 100 there. So, we can do this 5 times. I'm just going to go ahead and play Blade against 5 different opponents. So, I'll see you guys in a sec. So, that's us done in the coffee area. It just helped me to process that a little bit. But with the second room, let's head to the third. This appears to be a shop of sorts. Redux, this is where the shops are meant to be. It's not in this place, but we've got shops in our way. I'm guessing they won't be able to lose. Only one shop is available now, but we're recruiting more thoughts, just checking up that number to 4. Indeed. The nap room is there, so we've got a restroom on the 3rd floor as well, which is good to know. We've only got one shop, which is the weapon shop, which of course we're going to go ahead and use right away and get all of us equipped with these that we will customize when we get the chance. A stinger for Machias, a Spear sword. Interesting. For Eustace, a beast fangs 4 feet. Elder spear for your boy Gaius, who I'm guessing is going to be near the top of this. Insufficient mirror. Maybe time to sell some of these. So I'll do all of that, and I'm going to equip everyone with their weapons in this shop. So, with the weapons done, there's not much else to see here. We've got Alicia and Elliot. Everything's live, top points you've asked me. Share will have the required cost on board. More the better in my book, more bodies to help us do more stuff. Boarding gate is there as well. Boarding gates, but these rooms, we've got a storage room here. And then this room here is a bunk, which, you know, could be useful at some point, but not too much of an issue. Right, 4th floor. And then I think we should be done. We'll get more of these things. Got a royal room, of course. And some other spaces. Conference room, exclusively used by Alphen. About the force facilities. Useful facilities, including a conference room and various training rooms. Tames a royal room. Suggested design for the royal family right now. That's just Princess Alphen. And then these are training rooms to train in close combat, range skills, and arts capabilities, respectively. Can't be used immediately, but you'll be able to use them once recruiters sort of are here and up and running them. Which is good to know. So we've got places to grind, although we can, apparently. Certainly just equip this with training cities. Together we shall do so. So we'll be able to use this at some point. There's all the swords, however, but we can't use that right away. So, I think there's one thing left to do, which is to go speak to Princess Alfred. I'm guessing we'll maybe become a usable character. Hello, Rean. Hello, Your Highness. What document have you got there? Formality I need to get through before we get started. Show the control of the ship has been temporarily passed from our family to yours. Being gracious enough to let us join the ship. That's what you need. Half been in his paperwork anyway. I can handle it my own. You've helped me more than enough already. I never did thank you for saving me. Properly, I mean. That's something I need to be thankful for. Back in Ymir, I swore to rescue both you and Elise from the Alliance. You'd have the task. Now we've got to finish the job. Indeed. Order of the Phoenix. Who really deserve it. Those men is all clarity, love, and respect. Or will just smoothly exemplify those virtues. Remarkably convenient. It is. So, basically, for different things. Medals will give us different things for us to do. Medals will give us different paths. She will, if we do certain things, you can now read about the Order of Phoenix Wings in the room's bookshelf, indeed. But basically, you can now travel courageous using the Metal X, which we've done very carefully. So, Prime Member, do the first I can. Up to the task, indeed. Book on the Order of Phoenix, Medal of Charity, Medal of Love, Medal of Strength. So, I do think basically we do certain things and we can get those medals, which will give us a nice little boost. But I think with this, we are now done. Back to the bridge, seen all the keyboard facilities. So let's tell Terra where we're going next. And I'm going to say, if you have been enjoying this, so, we support Medal, the creatures will board. Press X button followed, should all be for dungeons and portions of the story. Direct to a specific point, which is very nice, but we need to make sure we check in on requests, all that kind of stuff. Especially if it gives us access to latest information. And I think this is a good place to say, if you've enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and we'll start our tour of Erebonia next time. Peace and love.